I'm a legal practitioner with specializations in intellectual property and entertainment law, specifically music law. And I have been doing this since 2016, 2017-ish. And I'm so happy that I've come this far. And today I'll be talking to someone else that is very interesting, someone that is also practicing entertainment law and intellectual property. She actually interned with me for a while, and after interning with me, she went to startup. And so today I'll be discussing her journey so far. You know, a lot of people come into this space and we just see each other from afar. We don't know how they're doing. So with this series, it's a new series that we're starting up with this consult, that's GC Consult. And this is IPcatchUP. So we'll be trying to catch up on IP from a personal point of view, from a governmental point of view, from a private point of view, from a business point of view, etc. Thanks for joining me, Fivo. I'll be inviting our guests so that we can start. I'm sure she'll be able to join. Yes, so I've sent her a request already, and hopefully she'll be accepting soon and she'll be joining us. And today is really going to be exciting because I know that a lot of people are in this entertainment space or are interested in being part of this entertainment law space, but they're having second thoughts. And so I think recently, someone reached out to me. Hey, hello, Jane.
Hi.
How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, I think she might be having internet issues. I'm not sure.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me? Wow, okay, that's fine. Okay, so thanks for joining, everyone. As I was saying earlier, my name is Juliana Imam, and I'm the founder of GC Consult, Juliana Imam Intellectual Property and Creative Consult. We also have GC Legal, where we do general legal services. And I have been into, would I say, IP law and entertainment law, let's say from 2016, 2017-ish. That's like trying and failing and all that. And then I've been doing that till now. So my guest for today is a very interesting person, and I'm so excited that she's my first guest in this IPcatchUP series. So I've been thinking about this IPcatchUP series for a while. I wanted to start it last year, June, but I decided to pause on it. And I'm happy that finally we're doing this now. So my guest for today is someone that actually interned with me for a while. So I remember thank you for joining. When you join, please just, I think she's having internet issues, but I'll just be talking about her, and hopefully I hope that she'll be able to join us back. So it's possible that she's having some internet issues, but I hope she'll be able to join. So she interned with me for a while, and for that period that she interned with me, I remember that I was so impressed because, one, she's actually young. And then aside from the fact that she's young, like, she was so clear on what she wanted to do. She was very clear on what she wanted to do. And at that point, I was thinking, okay, should I ask her to join me and all that? And then I remember that she now came into, because she was in the inner office with me, and then she came to the outer office, and then she met every other staff in the office. And while she was there, they now asked her that, okay, how long do you intend to stay, or what are your plans and all that? And she was like that she intends to start her practice, um, that she intends to start her practice in January. And this was, I think, October or August, something like that. And I was just sitting, I was like, someone that is so young, like she's so clear about what she wants to do. And I just realized that in this entertainment law space and IP space, not not everyone is clear from the beginning. Some first go into general practice, and after they've gone into general practice, so let me invite her again and see if we'll be able to get her. I'll send her an invite again, and hopefully she'll be able to join. So as I was saying, I was like, not everyone might be so clear about what they wanted to do. For example, when I started my practice, I wasn't so clear about what I wanted to do. I just knew that probably I was not so good in like the general litigation practice and all that. Hi, how are you doing now?
Hi,
Hello.
I'm fine.
I pronounce your name
Network is good.
well. I know, I
Just call me
know. Eh? He said?
just Tem. Tem is okay. You don't have to say the full thing.
Okay, okay, Tem. Okay. Shane, I used to call you Tem before, but I was like, let me use your English name. But I think the Tem is actually very on point. How are you?
Very fine. I'm very fine. Thank you
Happy New
very
Year.
much. Happy New Year. Thank you for inviting me. I told everybody I could.
Yeah, it's so good to hear your voice. And I've been gisting them your story. Before you came back, I
Oh,
was actually gisting them about you and how you came and how you were so smart, you were so intelligent. And I was thinking to myself that, it would be so nice to have this girl work with me. Or maybe she can even partner with her because I need young blood to, as in, make everything on point. Only for you to now come out and now be gisting with people. You now say, me, I'm not going to work for anybody. Me, I'm starting my own in January. I already have my plans. I already have my partners. I already have my. I was like, geez, I was so devastated, but I don't want to show you. I was like, hey, God, this girl has killed me. And to even think about the whole thing, like, if you know what I did with
mm,
this girl, like, by the time she came to my firm, I was a bit confused at that point. So I was just downloading all my things to her. I was like, okay, see this, what do you think about this? And she was writing, she was typing, she was just everywhere. She was making things happen. I was like, hey, this is the kind of person I need. Only for her to come out. Oh, she now said that she's starting her own in January. Everything is set. Everything is set. I felt really bad. But I told her something. I said, for you to be so sure about what you want to do at a young age, like not everyone is actually this sure. And I'm sure that for someone that is this sure and this clear, definitely you would be able to make it happen. And so now that I'm starting this IP catch up series, I'm happy that you're my first guest because you are
thank
the best person to tell us how it is actually, like, how is it? And coincidentally, like, when you tagged me, you actually said that this is like your 1 year bar. This is 1 year
you.
of
Yes,
your
exactly.
practice. Exactly
Yes.
1 year. So I'm in the spirit. So you are going to gist us how it has been so far sincerely. But before you start gisting us, I want to read out your profile. You need to hear her profile. Let me read it out so that people can be impressed. All right. Temlari. Are you hearing the name? Temlari Jane Gapsiso, a graduate of Afa Babalola University and a member of the International Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property. Temlari Jane Gapsiso is an entertainment and intellectual property lawyer at BB Dan Habo, a corporate law firm in Abuja. She started actively practicing law in January 2020, and so far, she has worked with comedians, models, comic illustrators, writers, musicians, and record labels in Nigeria. So this is just because I told her, I said, make it short. That's why it's short. So if you had seen the long one that she had, it was like how many pages? This one is just short profile. So now I would like you to just tell us, first of all, how your journey was like through law school and everything, and how you now decided that you wanted to do entertainment and IP first. So just tell us about it.
Okay, initially I didn't want to study. I didn't have any intention of studying law in school. I was in
Oh,
arts class and I actually didn't know what I was going to do. I actually wanted to be a dancer, a professional dancer. That was my dream. That was my plan. But
so you
when it
can
got time to go to university, that one is in the past too. I don't have stamina now. I don't have. So what happened was, when I had to choose, I didn't know what to do. My dad's a lawyer, so he was like, "You're in art class, just do law." I just wrote it. I got the admission. I thought it was okay since an art course, it's not medicine now. After 4 years, I'll be done. I was very clueless. I didn't. It was when I got my admission letter, I realized that law was a 5 year course. It was when I was in
ew.
200 level. It was when I was in 200 level, I found out that I still had to go to law school afterwards. So it was like I had put myself in the biggest trouble. Then by 300 level, I was tired because it was not what I had bargained for. I was not necessarily interested in it. I only did it because I didn't have like a lot of options. So what happened was I actually considered leaving law, like moving to a different department when I was in 300 level. But and I felt that it was the same number of years I ended up spending because if I should move, then so in the end I'm still spending exactly 5 years in uni. But I
Yes.
kept on postponing it. Every time I went to the office, I would just turn back. I don't know, I kept on changing my mind. So in 400 level, I took lecture property law for the first time. I fell in love with it. And since then, I haven't turned back from now. So that's how I get to that. Then in law school was when I discovered that entertainment was separate from IP. While every other person was studying for the exams, I was busy reading up on entertainment lawyers, reading up, listening to podcasts, um, watching even movies. I started studying the cast list, started understanding the crew, what exactly each person did, things like that. I just like immersed myself in everything while I was in law school. Because then I realized, okay, this is what I want to do. Actually enjoy doing it. And before then, in 2015, no, 2017 rather, I started a blog about intellectual property related matters. But then it wasn't really IP per se, it was just regular entertainment, fashion, stuff like that. Then it
Yeah.
was later that I realized, wait, everything that I have outlined in this blog is actually under entertainment. It's actually governed by entertainment law. So everything just made sense. And I decided to take it up. So what
Mm.
happened was NYSC, I was trying to look for a firm that had entertainment law, but I couldn't. So I felt instead of working in a traditional law firm where I might get frustrated, considering I already knew the specific thing I wanted to do, I decided to go work for a government agency where that would give me enough time for myself. So I
Okay. Okay, so I think she's having internet issues now. Let's see how the let's see how it goes. Let's see if she's able to uh, scale through this turning and turning. Because right now, like what I'm seeing on my screen, like it's turning on its own. Okay, so I would have to invite her again. I would have to invite her again, but her story is not actually different from a lot of people's story from what I've listened to so far. Because even for me, I also had that issue when I was also going into school. Like I wasn't sure I wanted to study law. I didn't even know what exactly I wanted to study because I wanted to be a doctor. But thank God. So by the time I decided to ask my mom, I was like, okay, since I'm in art class, what do you think I should study? So I'm already inviting her. I hope she'll be able to join us. So I asked my mom, what do you think I should study? And then she wrote law, she wrote mass comm, and then she wrote, I think, theater arts. And by the time she wrote all those things, I was like, okay. And then I got admission to study law. By the time I got the admission to study law, I didn't really even know what law was. I was not even going to those people that used to sleep in the library and be reading law reports and all. I wasn't even doing that because what I grew up doing was music, like singing. So it didn't really blend with me like that. And I just continued like that until I was done with law school. And then it took me some time before I discovered that, okay, I wanted to actually do intellectual property and entertainment law. I actually even started with just like music law first of all. Okay, so she was unable to join. I will still try to send her a request again. Hopefully, she would be able to join. Let me send her another request. Tem. I don't know. Please, people should just bear with us. You know that both of us are in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, sometimes, most times, the internet in Nigeria is very good. But I don't know what's happening today. I'm sure that by the time we sent a petition, not really a petition, like just a gentle request to the people in charge, they'll be able to make it work. As you all know how Nigeria is. So for me too, it was also like that. And so I started with like the whole music thing and all that. But after a while, I started having issues like in my music. And it was those issues that I started having that I was like, but I'm a lawyer. So if I'm having all these issues, I should be able to know the legal aspect of it. So that was how I moved from those that's like the vocal musical part of my life to actually studying about entertainment law. And by the time I started studying about entertainment law, I now discovered that I actually liked it. She's still unable to join. She's still unable to join. She's still unable to join. I'll still send a request. I'm so sorry about what's going on, but you know, the internet in the internet can be bad sometimes, and I think that's what's going on. But I hope that for those of us that were able to hear the part of the story that she shared, yeah. So I was saying that by the time I finally like had started studying about entertainment law, and I discovered that I actually liked it. So when I was going to do my masters, I was now thinking like, what are the prestigious places that they usually tell people to join, as in prestigious master's courses. And I was seeing taxation law, maritime, oil and gas, and all that. So I was tempted. I was like, let me join this one. Then I now asked my husband, and then he was like, oh, you're doing music and you like entertainment, and there's entertainment law here. So if there's entertainment law here, why are you thinking of doing all these other courses? Why not do something that is in line with what your passion is? And that's how I started doing entertainment law in my master's. So by the time I started studying, I discovered that I liked it. And not just I liked it, like I really, really, really liked it. And so I remember the first week I started. So I'm still trying to add how what I'm doing, I'm just gisting so that hopefully by the time we're able to add her, she will tell us her story. Because today is not about me. Today is about Tem. And I would really like her to share because she is, though I won't call her a young lawyer, but at least she's younger than me. And she started last year. So she has like a 1 year story about how her own entertainment law practice has been. But for me, so I'll just continue gisting my story, and then hopefully by the time she joins, we'll quickly ask her to say her own story, because it's very important that even people that are coming into this space understand what the space is like. So the way I started doing like a lot. When I first started reading about entertainment law and hearing things about it, I was so excited. And so immediately I organized like a 2 weeks lecture, entertainment law lecture. That's how I started. I just organized a 2 weeks lecture and then I started talking about entertainment law, talking about copyright, talking about, I was like, are you serious? So all these things are knowledge that people are not aware of. And I remember that when I first started doing this, like a lot of people were not actually doing it. Let me see. Okay, request. I think she's trying. I'm still going to send her a request again and hope that she's able to join because I really want her to say her story. And so, oh, finally, oh my God, thank
Sorry,
God.
network just went off. It's a different Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Yes.
So, I would like you to just quickly share on how the starting process was. Yes, quickly share on how the starting process was for you. How were you able to start at first? Like registering your company, getting your partners, putting the word out. How did you start?
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to explain that I only worked on my from like alone for 8 months. Then I moved to the firm I'm currently at. So what happened was my dad already. I told you, mentioned earlier, my dad is a lawyer. He already has a firm.
Yes. Uh,
Used this firm. It had already been registered. Everything had already been done. All I had to do was just carry the name and continue. So what I did was I had a friend who had a law firm, like had a physical office. So I moved in and we had an associateship arrangement. So what happens was that there were multiple law firms in the same office. And my partners were not necessarily with me physically. Well, none were with me physically. Everything was over the phone. Everything was via email, Zoom calls, and the rest. So it was purely remote work, but I was always present in the office physically. And the person I worked with, the friend of mine that owns the office, um, he's into general practice. So what happened was, even though I was practicing entertainment law, strictly entertainment law, I still joined him for cases. So I got litigation experience there. I got real estate experience. And in the course of interacting with entertainment law clients, I realized that their needs are not restricted to intellectual property issues. They actually have everyday issues. The only difference is the fact that they are in the entertainment industry. So most of their needs
yes.
are going to be contract related, they're going to be IT related, but they still have divorce matters, they still have issues of adoption. I've learned so far is that to become a good entertainment lawyer, someone that can be relied upon, then you should be prepared to learn everything about general legal practice. For instance, in my first month, I had to start police station issues. With this NSAS thing, I had clients that were
Yeah.
arrested legally just because they look, like, now artists, the way they look and everything. So I had to deal with that immediately I started. Then basically my point is entertainment law involves both criminal law, um, corporate law, and that's civil criminal, and it also involves a lot of solicitorship and also litigation. So in the end, you're doing everything but for an industry,
Yeah.
IP that is. Even IP itself has criminal elements to it, but at least it's mostly corporate office solicitor. Unlike entertainment law, is a big, it's a very big umbrella on its own. So that was just in my first month. Then I realized that to get to understand the industry better, I started networking, I started attending events, I was reaching out to people.
Okay.
I had a lot of it, and I cultivated relationships that way. Then another major thing I did in June was I started managing. I realized that okay, for me to really understand this thing 100%, maybe let me go behind, like let me go deeper behind the scenes,
Okay.
legal part of it even better. So I started managing an artist, and I think to an extent, managing the artist has opened my eyes to more than things that come to my office. So working with an artist day to day, I've started to and to an extent understand why a lot of artists will not think of a lawyer first, because a lot of things are
Okay.
just a lot of agreements.
Yeah.
Reach out to your lawyer is one thing. Then before your lawyer goes through the agreement, understands both sides of everything, chances are the opportunity will be settled already. And I'm not justifying not getting to lawyers, but I kind of understand. And I feel
Yeah.
this creates night calls a
So your
lot.
internet
Where it's
is a
like, okay,
bit
I get a lot of midnight calls where the person, the client has to make a decision on the spot. So I have to think, I have to give consultation every 30. Like work that ordinarily I'm supposed to spend 3 days at least working on. I've had
yeah.
situations where I spent 15 minutes because there's no time.
Wow.
Like it's extremely fast. Now there are some times where I've made stupid mistakes, especially in a particular contract that I'm going through. Where I've made mistakes, that was especially in the first 3 months. What happened was I
Okay.
started practicing drafting some of those contracts even when I don't have any issue. So I knew I sit down and anticipate a client's need ahead of time. And then I draft out all the possible contracts that could. And when I draft out a contract, I put in alternative clauses in it. So for instance, if this party says this, then I'll add it like clause 2. Like for instance, let's say duration, right?
Yeah.
I put like multiple time frames. Then especially like clients obligations, I put multiple like different scenarios. Okay, in case this person has this amount of money or this person is going to drop this, things like that. So what I do is I have everything ready. So whenever I get calls like that, the only thing I just do is bring out the template, edit, send, because chances are I've already looked through it up to at least 6 times. So I
Okay.
think to an extent, my experience has taught me to be fast, to think ahead, because and also I've lost a few opportunities because I thought, okay, no, now I have to do these certain ways. I was kind of the excitement of having my own practice was subconsciously made me rigid. I wanted to do things the proper way. Then I felt that doing it fast was improper, but now I've learned that it's not a matter of doing it fast, it's a matter of being prepared before the opportunity comes. So that's like that's the
Okay.
summary.
Okay. So it's like the so are you there? Can you hear me?
I can't see or hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Like I was saying, more than
Can
50%
you
of
hear
my
me
work
now?
has been. Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so like I see some people that feel like by the time they join this practice, probably within the first 5, 6 months, like they would have like clients knocking at their door, like, per second,
No,
per
no.
second? How has it been? Because the people like, why is it that people are not coming? Like, I'm putting out my ads, I'm putting out my content. Like, what is
It's
like the
most
general
about
experience with client acquisition and people in the entertainment industry being ready to pay?
okay. Well, first of all, is how you put yourself out there, number one. That one is like standard, but most of the clients I've gotten, especially the high paying clients, were purely from referrals. So what happened was before I had even started, like many months, I think more than a year before I decided to start my own, when I was still doing my NYC, I had already started creating relationships. So some people already knew my name. And the relationships I'm talking about, down to Twitter, Facebook, emailing, having like random hangouts and stuff. So what happened was that people already knew that I was an entertainment lawyer. So by the time I
Yeah.
announced that I was starting, it was just an issue of, oh, okay, you need an issue, just call her, have this conversation, make this call. Plus, most of the clients don't even come in physically. 90% of my work is through emails, Zoom meetings, and stuff. Even though, well, to an extent, it's because of the whole COVID-19 issue. But then again, a lot of
Yeah.
people, um, Nigerians all over the country. So it's sometimes I get from Akwa Ibom, Port Harcourt, places like that. And so another thing is sometimes when people think about entertainment, thinking about an entertainment practice, they only think put their mind to places like Lagos, Abuja. No, not even Abuja at all. Just center their minds on Lagos. And the thing is,
Yeah.
Lagos is a lot of opportunities here, but there's still the rest of the country. The fact that now that you don't have to be in a physical place to be able to make music, sell the music, perform, and do other things shows you that you have to put your attention to practice. So let me give an example of an entertainment client. A typical example of an entertainment client is radio station. Now there are radio stations
Okay.
Kano State, there are radio stations in Bayelsa, there are radio stations in Gombe. There are so many places. So if, for instance, you want to get your target for the month is okay, I'm going to get a radio station as a client. Then you shouldn't necessarily be looking at places like Lagos. Why? I can, over the top of my head, I can mention 5 entertainment law, strictly entertainment law firms in Lagos. And chances are that we have approached these radio stations already. And
Yeah.
this is all that these radio stations already have their lawyers that are not necessarily entertainment lawyers. So what
Yeah.
happens is you don't have to force yourself to compete with people that most likely are more experienced than you, probably even more competent than you. There are other clients
Yeah.
out there, especially people that cannot pay. And one thing I did was that I did a lot of free work first few months. For over 6 months, still like I started getting paid in like August. I was getting paid like for a few things in January, March, like just peanuts, yeah. Things I'll take care of my transportation, my data, but nothing more. It was in August I started getting paid. And when I started getting paid, I started getting paid good money because
Okay.
by I already had like a catalog, sort of like I already knew that okay, you've done so and so for me, then I trust you to do this for not just me, for my friends, for my cousin, for
Yeah.
my colleague, things like that. So I feel like this entertainment law thing, you can't be an introvert. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to socialize, and it does not have to be physical. You must not go out. Yes, I know some people say, ah, no, you must go. You must mix. You go to. Chances are, if you're in a party, you can able to talk business. So that word is just a lie. So the
Okay.
thing is, talk to people, and when talking to people, and that bad habit I've noticed in not myself, sure, but I've noticed a few friends of mine that had to correct do is that when they approach people, they do all the talking. I can do this,
Okay.
I can do that, this, I can do that, this is how I do it, this is how much you pay me, things like that. They put people off. And secondly, you never actually get a chance to know what exactly the person needs. So most times when I talk to people, when I approach people, especially when I have it in mind that they will be clients in the future, I talk about their needs. And once
Okay.
I've mentioned, give them the floor to just talk. Sometimes it's as simple as an interview. It's as simple as an interview, okay? You're like, okay, I started a podcast. And after like my second episode, I just stopped uploading it because should I say, too much information was coming in. So I just felt, okay, let me calm down, put it on
Yeah.
hold. Then I can start releasing it when things are more stable. But in the course of that, I was talking to a lot of people and I realized, okay, things are not necessarily in black and white. People have reasons for certain things. And people actually want and need certain things. So think for instance, in a movie, most people want to approach the director, the producer as clients. But I started realizing, okay, in course of talking to people, how important uh, the makeup is, the stylist is. And I started realizing, okay,
Wow.
these people are, thank you.
Okay. Let me just ask, like,
Yes, so
what is the major what is the major issue that you've seen so far that has cut across most of the people that come to you? What's the major thing that if someone is coming into the entertainment law space now, you would say, go and prepare this or go and study this? Because from my practice for a year, I can see that this is the major thread, this is the major thing that most people have worked with. This is the major issue that they've been facing. Oh, she's not here anymore. Wow. The issue we're having here is basically internet issues, and but she has actually shared like a lot. Like, one of the things that she just talked about is the fact that even before her clients came, she had already started working on her contracts already. And so by the time they came, what she just did was to edit her contract and then work on them to like fit the particular situation that her client had. So not everyone is as organized as she is. For me, I don't think I started working on my contracts on time because I was doing other things. But after a while, by the time I started getting things and I started working on the contracts for them, but I didn't pre-work, but I didn't work on the contracts before time. But everybody has their own style and they have things that work for them. And so, like, also from her discussion, another thing that I noticed is that she's actually flexible, meaning that she's not just focused on, okay, I am a music lawyer, or oh, I'm a lawyer for literary works, or oh, I'm a lawyer for fashion. From her discussion, what I've sorry, excuse me, from her discussion, one of the things I noticed is that she's actually trying to expand her knowledge base and her skill so that she can handle any issue that is actually that's that might come up as a result of like the entertainment law person's normal day life. And so the truth is that even if someone is an entertainer, the person would still buy things and the person might have issues, e-commerce issues. The person might sign a wrong contract, the person might have like a property issue, etc. So what she did was like to open it up and then to get different people. Then another thing that she stated also was about trying not to focus on just like the popular egg, or would I say like the popular food. So if everybody is pushing their adverts to Lagos, if everybody is trying to get the most popular clients in Lagos, then she's spreading hers to other places aside from just Lagos. And then also, another thing again that she now shared was probably like for movie producers, etc. If every lawyer is writing to like the producer and to the director, she's looking at other people that are not as pronounced or as popular as those people, and then she's gaining her entrance into those places through those other channels. than just going for the would I say the bulldogs or the popular people. So these are just like some of the things that that I observed or that I understood from what she said. Then I think another thing again that she said was another thing that she explained too was that that you don't have to be an extrovert for you to be for you to get your clients. And so I understand what she's saying because there's a perception that as an entertainment lawyer, you might have to start going into clubs, going into a lot of places to be able to get those clients. But she also stated that she was able to use social media also to get her clients, Twitter, etc., and then going for regular hangouts and the rest to meet people. And then she stated something that she said might be a turn off to clients, which is meeting a client and being like, my name is Juliana Imam, I'm an IP lawyer, entertainment lawyer, I do this, I do this, I do this, I charge this, I charge this, I charge this. And she was saying that this can be a turn off for some people because you are just selling and selling and selling, you're not listening. And the truth is that everybody, no matter how humble a person is, or no matter how welcoming a person is to you, the truth is that everybody likes to hear the sound of their voice. So it's even the same thing in music, because let me just use music as an example. You might notice that if you are going to a particular, let's just use church now, that is a particular person or two or three people that are singing almost every Sunday. Do you think that those people don't know that other people might want to sing? They know, but by the time they're sitting down, they just want to hear their voice. They want to express themselves. And so those people, they keep singing year in, year out. So that's the same thing with also like meeting clients. When you go to meet your prospective clients, if you are doing all the talking, you might not be able to win that client over because these people want to be the one talking and they want you to listen. And then when they talk, you listen, you can then chip in, oh, okay, my firm can do this. My firm actually does this, etc. So you're just gently chipping it in. They can remember you because they know that you listen to them. And they also know that when they said what like their issues were, you were able to prefer solutions. So we're still waiting for Tem. We're still waiting for Tem. I don't know. I think our internet is really bad. And so that's like the major issue. But I've been able to do like a general summary on the things that I was able to pick from what she said. So as a young lawyer, someone who is trying to come into the entertainment law space, I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. And then if you didn't start from the beginning, you can also go try to listen. I'm sure you'll be able to pick something that might help your practice. And so one of the questions that I asked her was, when you initially come into this space, after you drop all the things you want to drop, like your fine flyers, you open your social media page, and you have started doing everything, is it that like as if maybe like the clients start coming in immediately and so people get discouraged? Even for me, I got discouraged at several points. So you're dropping a lot of things, you're doing things, but it's not as if the people will respond to you just because you are dropping things. People take their time to make choices. And so you have to be patient with people also as they make their choices, because even you as a person, you don't just see something like recently I was trying to see if I could buy a new hair or a new bag or something. I had to scroll down. I had to be very sure of the person I wanted to buy those things from because I didn't want my money to go like that. And so since everybody's moving from like the general physical practice to online practice now, even if you are putting out stuff every day and all that, it doesn't mean that because you started putting out stuff in 2 weeks, 2 months, that everybody will start flooding into your DM and flooding into your WhatsApp chat and your emails, etc., trying to do business with you. people will still want to check you out. People will want, and as she even stated earlier, she said that she got her clients, that's her big clients that were paying well, mostly from referrals. And I can agree with that, because people that come from referrals, you don't have to cajole them, you don't have to convince them. Someone has already done the convincing, and then what you're just doing is to just provide the service. So I think what we would do is we would wait for her for another 2 minutes, and if she's not able to join us, we'll just round up. But I would really like to say a very big thank you to everyone who has been able to join us for this IP catch up series. Um, I'm very excited because this is our first episode, and I know that those who are coming into this space, not just entertainment law space, general practice, and this is just life generally, at least you'll be able to pick one or two things that might be able to help you in your own personal practice. And so if you have questions, you can always drop it in the chat box and we'll reply, or you can send a DM. You can follow her on her Instagram handle. Her Instagram handle is Temlari Jane. That's TEMLARIJANE. So you can follow her to ask her questions. You can also follow me on my Instagram handle, Juliana Imam, or IPcatchUP series. And this is Gypsy. This is at Gypsy. I hope you've been able to learn something from this. At least you've. What I would have liked us to also discuss was costing, how to bill clients when you're just starting and all that. But since she's not here, we might not be able to discuss that. But I want to say thank you very much for joining. And I think that we'll be ending the live discussion very soon since she wasn't able to join. Thank you very much, Anya, Oma, Tina, Sami. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Bye.